Good to see you. See you. All right, everybody, clap once if you can hear me. All right, clap twice if you can hear me. Lovely. All right, so we got some housekeeping items to cover before we kick off today's incredible meeting. As always, if you're online, go ahead and you want to know what the upcoming meetings are going to be, who's speaking and when, just go ahead and scan the QR code. We're going to leave Lisa's stuff up there for now. If you need the QR code, reach out to us after the meeting. We'll get that to you. But let's kick it off like we like to do every week with a tell me something good. Crystal, you got a new escrow.
Yeah, I did. I had a listing in Elk Grove. Those of you that are helping clients in Elk Grove know how competitive it is right now. We're super tight, but we went on the market, did my first open house, had huge traffic, and we got 4 offers. One actually 40,000 over ask.
Wow. Congratulations. And they're looking for a house, right?
Yeah, so it's contingent on my sellers finding a replacement property. So old Elk Grove area, Brent line to Bond, Sheldon area, that's where they're looking. So if anybody has anything, let me know.
Yeah, she's got qualified, motivated buyers.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of coming soon, we started doing that. This was the first week where from 9:15 to 10 o'clock, we go over coming soon. So bring your coming soons, bring your buyers, and we'll see if we can get some off-market deals filled in. Come on, we got one for you. I mean,
9:45, right?
9:45. So we are starting a little bit sooner, so we don't take up, this time. But yeah, 9:45. And so we'll try it for a month. Nobody shows up, we'll cancel it. But if you want to talk about coming soons, if you want to find the inventory before it hits the market, show up. There were about 23 coming soons that were discussed this morning. So you weren't here. 9:45. 9:45. If you're here at 9:15, you won't miss it, I guarantee. Okay. All right. Who else has a tell me something good? Peter. Boom. There you go. That's a win. That's a solid lead too. Well done, Peter. All right. Who else?
Johnny,
Yeah, go ahead.
we have a new agent that she just closed her first transaction. Her name is Tabitha Higgins.
Wow.
0.4 million.
Oh my God, she's gonna be spoiled. You're like, this is the easiest job ever. Yeah. Haley, mind standing up? I know you gotta tell me something good. Haley, so people can see you. No, stand up, Haley. Stand up. Oh.
Last week, so yeah, and then
Woo!
2 qualified buyers. And,
There you go. Where are you getting these deals from?
one was a referral, and then one Lindsay and I have been working on for like almost a year, and she had ghosted us, all of a sudden reached back out and is getting qualified again.
There you go. That's awesome. Well done. And then back in, is that Lindsay? Do you have something you want to share?
Yeah, there's kind of someone's office. Yeah.
All right.
So I can't keep up with that, but I have my first transaction closing in a couple days here.
Yay! Congratulations, Sheena. All right, and then Barry, you got something?
Yeah, just real quick, for those of you who are looking for fobs for the office, if you are on one of the teams, then you'll get a fob. And if you want to subscribe to get a 24-hour access, it's $100 a month. You can go to officefobs.com and we'll generate that fob selection. Okay.
Officefobs.com.
Questions on that? And also, I have 2 listings. One is a land listing down in Sacramento. That one has 8 lots ready to be developed. $575 is the price for all 8 lots, paper lots ready to go. Need another probably 600 in order to do the improvements. So you're probably in at like 1.2, 1.4. And then I have another one that's a storage unit up on Auburn that's been approved as well for build a storage facility there.
Wow.
So that one is about $375, I think.
That'd be awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Gino.
This transaction could not have been possible without the help of Lindsay for it. Seriously.
Round of applause for Lindsay and the JJ Mac team. Buck, what do you got?
We had a great event last Thursday while Bill Pipes was here. We had one going on in Elk Grove, not Elk Grove. Scottsdale, Arizona, actually Sun City West. Jeff Sutherland, who many of you know, did a phenomenal on how to generate leads and be a master at it. And we packed out the place.
Love it. That's awesome. So happy for you. All right. And then last but certainly not least, so today is a special day in the history of my life. This is the 3rd anniversary of Valerie and my engagement.
Sweet, congratulations.
So yeah, so
And maybe
we
coming.
so it's leap day. So it's leap day. So we've been married like a long time. But anyways, Valerie, stand up, tell us something good.
Put a house in contract last weekend, at 18 offers. We're pending about 70,000 over this price, so market's heating up, you guys. Yeah, you know, that's the best one, so.
That's the best one. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. All right. There is a seat up here for anybody that wants it. Anyone wants it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Nahida. Yeah.
I have a ready willing buyer and he is more willing to pay cash to buy it. But I'm convincing to buy, like the expensive property so that he can do half cash and half credit. So I'm just trying to convince him to buy a more expensive home. And he's just more interested in buying, with the cash, so, yeah.
Awesome. Great job, Nahida. Way to find a lead. All right. Yeah, please.
My son and his wife needed pre-approval real quick and that you can help me out. So, thank you so much. Yeah, so we got them approved right away. I'm like, oh, wait, let me call JJ and they handled
Yeah,
it. So
he'll take care
I
of you.
drove them crazy, but thank you so much.
There you go. Awesome. All right. So upcoming events, I will not share on the screen because I don't want to mess up what we got going here with Lisa. But we have 3 events. One is Ryan Lundquist is coming to PCAR in March. You do not want to miss that. Go on Eventbrite and register so you can get a seat. The second thing is March 12th. It's crazy. We haven't even formally like launched this place. Obviously, there's not even a table in our main conference room. But March 12th will be the grand opening of this building. So be here. It's from 5 to 8. Is that right? Somebody who knows?
Yeah.
5 to 8. 5 to 8, March 12th. We're trying to keep it relatively small. So if you have agents that you're looking to recruit, or if you have people that you want to bring, do that. Just don't blast it over the internet. Don't run ads on an Eventbrite, right? So that's not what that's for. It's just to celebrate the opening of a brand new flagship office for EXP and all of you guys. And then last but not least, we also have this evening is a networking mixer. It's taking place at Tesla from 5 to 8. So it's this evening. It's taking place at Tesla. They're going to have the Tesla truck there. And so you'll be able to see it, check it out, and you'll be able to do test drives with the other vehicles as well. It's free and it's just down the road in Rockland. So if you want to go meet some new people, that's happening. Is Jen Finley around? Oh, Marguerite?
I don't know if
Yeah, please share.
So today is the official launch of our real estate on air.fm, EXP's new KGCI radio show. And they've taken a lot of the top podcast hosts and stuff like that, and my show, thankfully, is on it, Real Estate Real World. So it's launching. You can actually go to reonr.fm, something like that. But they're gonna have all kinds of, like, Molly Williams is on there. Tons and tons of hosts, and it's gonna be operating 24/7.
Wow.
And it's just like a regular radio station, so they're gonna have lots of educational stuff on there and all kinds of amazing stuff. So go check it out today, follow their Instagram or check it out on my social. But it's really, there's a lot of, there's probably 20 hosts right now.
Fair amount of people. They have like
Michael got that.
50 people easy between Zoom and.
Marguerite, I think they show. Of course.
Awesome.
Let me double check what the link is, because then I'm gonna make a big flyer of myself.
Well, also, where can people follow you, Marguerite?
Just anything with my name, Marguerite, spell out my 19 letters, it's not easy to spell, so.
But if you get 17 out of 19, you're bound to find her. Yeah.
Let me find the, okay, so Instagram, so it's realestateonair.fm. And it's KGCI, you guys can see their Instagram is REO_air_radio, so follow them on Instagram. And I'm on Instagram too, you can follow me in my podcast, so, Yeah, I've got like 156 episodes of several containers. Realestateonair.fm. And it's just literally launched like 2 hours ago.
I saw the email. Yeah, it's brand new.
It's pretty exciting, and if there's a ton of great guests on there, I don't really think it's all the department.
Marguerite's on there. Who else do we need to know? Yeah.
So it's exciting for me. I've had my podcast with 10 years. Got a good content show.
Margarita, you would have set time, your show?
My show right now, as of right now, is airing Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 Eastern time, but they're moving the schedule around a lot, trying to figure out like, so it's, probably a little bit of a popularity contest. So if you listen to the show, they'll move differently. We're moving people around. So it's launched today, so it's gonna be
It's
different.
fluid.
There's so many great shows on there, and I encourage you guys to go check it out.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. That's big news. Yeah. So Jen is not here. Jen, I think, was going to be one of the people. Jen Finley. If you don't know Jen Finley they just changed. Good Life. Good Life. I didn't want to say the wrong one. It's with Good Life. Good Life Inspections by all means. But now we get to the meat and potatoes online. Did you have anything you wanted to Audrey Kim says new listing coming up, and Terry Jensen has a new multifamily in Sacramento. That thing will fly off. Well done, Terry. Awesome. All right, go ahead. And if you're online, please turn your cameras on so we can see your smiling faces. But we have a lot of material to cover and very little time to do it. So please welcome to the front of the room, Miss Lisa Massey.
One. This is a great group. So I thought at first when I got here that you guys were ditching class. So I'm happy that you showed up. And I think there's going to be a blizzard here in Placer County, right? So I'm bundled up. Anyway, I'm Lisa Massey. I work for Snap NHD, and I provide natural hazard disclosures throughout the real estate community. Throughout the whole state of California, I do have some of my Snap NHD reps on here because they're following along as well with the new zip form changes. So with that being said, how many have jumped over to the editor forms, the new version of zip forms? Show of hands. Okay, honest, how many are scared to jump onto that side?
I don't want to do it.
We like
Johnny doesn't like doing
We don't like change.
I know change is hard, but every couple of years they do this to us, especially me. I got to go in and learn all this new stuff. But I promise you're going to find that it is actually a lot easier. I'm going to show you different functionalities that have changed. One thing I'm going to give you two options for. How many, show of hands, because you guys are being kind of shy today. How many are actually using templates? Show of hands. Okay, so maybe a quarter of the room. So what templates do, and if you have them that you're currently using now, there are new forms and there are forms that you no longer are going to need to be using because those have changed. Those are constantly changing as well. So you have two options, and I will show you. Did we lose the screen? I will show you how you can either transfer your old templates that you're using on the classic editor to the new forms editor, because they won't just transfer over. And then the other option is you either need to clean those out, take out any old forms that are not required anymore, or add any of the new forms to it. You can just start fresh with a new listing and a new buyer template if you want. Those are the two most commonly used templates in real estate, but you can create as many templates as you want. Now, the templates, what they carry for you is, think of your name, EXP, DRE for both of you, your email address, and all of your service providers. So for me, I want to make it very clear that I work for Snap NHD. Sometimes people think I'm a zip form trainer and I work for CAO. So why I do these trainings is because I really want to work with all of you. I want to have you write Snap NHD into your contracts. I provide natural hazard disclosures. We also help facilitate and offer the fortress fire if you're in a very high fire severity zone. I want to be your go-to person. If you are in high fire, if you're in special flood, I am your personal app. Send me a text with your addresses if you want to know if you're in and out of these zones, and I can tell you right away. That way you're not wasting your time driving buyers around, okay? So with that being said, we're going to jump in. This is going to be a brief overview, but with Johnny, we're also going to be doing lunch and learns classes.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So what those will do is where everyone will bring your laptop, we'll create a listing and buyer template together, and then we'll go through a full transaction, and we'll also go through Authentisign. How many are using Authentisign, which is replacing digital ink? You are? Do you like it?
So I'm using, forgive me, I thought you were referring to the old one, because I have
Oh,
changed.
okay. So 39 days from now, from today, I think it is, which is April 8th, the zip forms will change. You will not be able to click onto the classic. So we gotta go to the bright side, right? So it's not the dark side anymore, it's the bright side. We're keeping it positive. You guys do that here at EXP, you know? So Authentic Sign will come in and it will replace your digital ink, okay? And I'll show you a little bit of that functionality. So just know this is a brief overview, okay? You could follow along on your laptops if you like as well. Okay,
Step out of your way.
thank you. Not that I don't want to see your bright shiny faces on here. Can everyone online hear me okay? Hope I'm not yelling at you. Okay. So remember how I told you in your profile and settings is where you're going to want to go to transfer over your templates if you are currently using them, okay? So you go to profile and settings. It's taking a second here. And then we're going to go to settings here. And then do you see where you have Authentic Sign? It says new and improved, there's digital ink and DocuSign. This is where you can go in and actually save which signing service that you want to use. Digital ink in 39 days will be gone, okay? I'm using Authentic Sign, but see how it says right here, template preferences? It says import template data to transaction when template is applied. If most likely yours is not checked, just go in there and check it and it will automatically pull all of your old templates over to the new forms editor, okay? So make sure you click it and then we're gonna go right to the top and we're gonna click save. And if anyone has any questions, just throw them out, okay?
And this is being recorded, so it'll be on YouTube in a couple days.
Okay, so when you're creating templates, there's a templates tab at the very top, and then you would click forms and checklists. So you can see I have two on here. I'm going to delete the buyer one and I'm going to create one just so you can see where you need to create the template, okay? But when you want to delete, you can see how it's magic here. It disappears and then you hover over it and you just click delete. And you say, yes, you want to delete it. So it said that it successfully deleted. Now what you want to do, because remember, you're at templates. Same thing if you're in transactions, you click the new plus icon, okay, which is right here to the left. And we're going to see how you have the 4 options. You can choose which templates that you want. Today, we're going to do a new purchase. So I like to call it buyer template. Some people like to call it purchase template, cover sheet. It's your business, however you want to name it. We're going to do residential. And then you see how you have 3 options here. Do not automatically apply. Then you have the second option, automatically apply to all buyer transactions, purchase transactions. And then the last one is just where it will apply to any and all transactions. Now, with CAR, you will see their trainings. They recommend to do the automatically apply. However, let's just say you're a buyer's agent or listing agent and you like to use 15 different templates on the buy side and on the list side, then you would want to do the top one, which says just apply to those particular, you choose it basically in the drop down, which template you want to use. But this way, it takes the guessing out of everything. It'll automatically apply into all purchase transactions, okay? Then we're going to click save. And then you're going to see things popping up, especially a lot right now because they like to advertise for us. All forms is to the far right, and these are all CAR forms that are in alphabetical order. So if you need to find a form, you can go into the search bar and just start to type it in, okay? But we're going to add a cover sheet, and we're also going to add the residential purchase agreement. Let's do, is it a, are you guys using the buyer broker ERBC, is it pulling up in here yet?
There it is.
Yep. Buyer representation broker. Are you guys adding that in automatically now, or I don't know what the guidelines are for that yet?
I am.
Let's say you're in a high fire severity zone, FHDS form. That's the fire home hardening defensible space. So you can add as many forms over that you need that are standard and customary. Do you guys have a list for EXP where you, can give a list of all the forms they can pull through?
Yeah,
Their
there's a
templates?
template in our system for sure.
Fantastic. So this is a great time to, you wouldn't do this on our training because it could take a while.
Yeah,
But remember, the purpose of the templates is to keep all of your personal information, all of your forms, everything in one area. That way it makes it easier and saves you time on your transactions, okay? So you can pull over as many forms as you need. What we're gonna do is we need to fill out the cover sheet and see how it has the two options here, 39 days. We're gonna go over into, just automatically start doing this because you guys, if you get into a contract, you wanna put an offer in or a listing on the 8th and you haven't done this, you're gonna be bummed. So we don't want you to be lost. So we're gonna scroll down and remember, this is a buyer template. So here's where it has escrow information. A lot of times people will put seller's choice. Now, I think most of the people on Zoom and here all in Northern California, we don't have a title company called Seller's Choice, but there is one in SoCal.
That's smart.
Yes.
that's really smart.
So for that purpose, you could put seller's choice, but down the road, you may need to put maybe, one of our reps had said, buy or seller's preference. I mean, there's lots of verbiage you can use, okay? But if you ever get that, that's why. And then where you want to fill this out is on the buyer broker information. So think about it. Every time you put in an offer, if you're not using templates, you're constantly putting in all of your personal contact information, right?
Yeah.
So it just saves you time, especially if you're on the fly and you want to write a bunch of offers, right? Which we're hoping to do this year. So I'm just this is fake news what I'm putting in here, okay? I'm not an agent. Snap-on HD is not a realty company, I promise. As you start to type things into zip forms, it will start to auto-populate. It remembers the things that you type in there. If you guys ever have a bad word in there, I call it, I can show you how to clean up the RPA as well, okay? There's ways to get words out. And then the best way is to just hit tab. So we're just gonna do, let's see, we'll do Main Street. I'm making up numbers here. And you want to fill this out. So for those of you that are actually on your computer, you can be doing this, but make sure you do your information, not anything that I'm putting up here. And I'm just doing this to save a little time. Make sure also, I get this question a lot. Put your cell phone number, never put your office because you want to be able to have them reach you right away. No delays.
That's Tom's number.
What's that?
That's Tom Dave's license number right there.
It is?
Yeah, 00000. He's the OG. He's the OG.
You are the first agent. I don't know if people have fax now. I mean, I know title does, but we'll just make it up. We'll just say it's the same. I'll put my phone number everywhere. Okay. So again, this saves time. So once you do this today or when we do the class, you won't ever have to do this again, okay? Then you scroll down, lender info, you don't put in, that constantly changes. Appraisal, same. Title, again, you would put, out here we put seller, but you could see I put seller's preference, or you can also add in the one that you like as well, okay? Again, fill this out. Put your escrow officer's first and last name and their email and maybe their phone number. But at the very least, just put some information so that you know where to contact them, okay? Whether it's on the listing or the buy side. Pest control, you don't want to fill that out because you don't want this to trigger you guys having to show the pest information, right? So we leave that blank always. And then here's my favorite part, of course, I have to have a spot here. So I'm Snap-on HD, industry leader. You can type in my name, Lisa Massey. I do call on a lot of the title companies, so a lot of them know me. I try and, give them my information so it helps them when they're placing orders, but sometimes they're not allowed to at certain companies. They want either the agent or the TC to do it or myself, which I'm happy to do. And it's $99.95 for our report with the environmental. So think of, standard of care, right? Anything that's man-made that affects air, water, and soil. That's what's adding into that full report. Otherwise, it's $69.95. Then here is your home warranty company. Do you guys have a company a lot of you use? There's Fidelity, there's First American.
Home Warranty America.
Home Warranty of America, perfect. So let's just drop that in here. And you can put whoever that rep is, I think it's Sherry.
Sherry, you got it.
Yeah, so you can put that. Now, remember, anything down at the bottom does not transfer onto the RPA, so you can just put her name past here if you wanted to. You could just write Sherry if you wanted to. Is that how you spell her name?
Close enough.
Close enough. She's the only rep out here, so. And then down here, I think about maybe 6 months ago, they added the transaction coordinator. So again, this would be your buy side, and you can put whoever your TC is that you're using, okay? So when you're done with all of this, you're gonna click save, okay? And then we're gonna go back. So you always wanna save your work in here. And then, so does anyone have any questions so far? You guys are so quiet.
It doesn't auto save as you go through. I always save.
Me too, because the one time I don't, it won't save it.
I know, but
Yeah.
I was curious if it auto saves as you go through, but.
In the old one, if you went back to the forms list, it would auto save.
Yes, on the RPA,
does-
like when you
Does
were,
this one do that on the new one?
when I've watched the videos on it, it says to click save if you want to be able to stop where you are in the workspace and go back to it later. It just says to click save. We can test it in class together to see if it does. I know when you're doing the template though, you do have to click save. Usually when you're working through the RPA, I found that it has always saved. But when I watched some of the trainings, it said if you want to be able to go back and forth on the workspace, like let's say you're working in a transaction, you're like, oh, I got to go run, pick up my kids. I'm going to come back to it. You want to click save. So you save that work where you left off. So, but again, we can learn this even in further detail as we go to see how that works as well.
Lisa, curious, are
Yes.
there a lot of other differences between the new version and the old? Because based on the cover sheet, it doesn't look like there's a lot of
There's
changes.
nothing there yet. Nope. So this is just a template for people that don't use them. There's a lot of people that don't. And then once they learn like what they do and how much time it saves them, then they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't been using those.
Well, I ask
So.
because most of us are, as humans, are all afraid of change, but
Yes.
if there's not a lot of differences between the new version and the old version, there's nothing to be afraid of. So just curious, are there a lot of differences? Do you know?
Not when creating templates. The main differences that you're going to see is where we're going to go next,
Okay.
is where we're going to go into like when you're writing in an offer or uploading a listing. Okay. So you see you've got your cover sheet here. So let's just click into the RPA. So you're going to remember, you're just going to start clicking to the right over here. And this is, see where it says open in my previous workspace. So if I wanted to go back to my transaction I was just working on, I could click on there, or I can say start new workspace. So if I click here, I just want to show you how everything transfers over. See how all of that comes over? So this just will automatically, every time you are uploading an offer, this will just populate onto there. Okay. So I'm going to go back over here to a transaction. We'll say yes. I'm going to go over to a transaction here. Is there any agents who have not had a transaction yet? Show of hands. Yay. Okay. Well, just so you know, when you're in transactions, you would just click new here, and then you would decide which one it's going to be, either a listing or a purchase. Okay. So just a little tip there. So here's a transaction that I made. It's fake news. So when you click onto it, you'll see as soon as you go into documents and you click into any form on here, I'm going to say open in previous workspace. So, okay, so here's the difference. So think of this. This is all your documents here, right? This is the RPA, what you're used to always seeing, right? Then to the far right is what they call a workspace. Now, the whole point of this workspace is to keep you in one area. So you do not have to leave the editor's space here and go and adding your signing parties, adding your forms, and click in and out of the transaction, okay? So, and then to the far right, you've got like it's like a tools bar tab, right? So it already starts on forms here. So think of the forms down here. You can grab from the transaction. So you can drag and click, or you can just say you want to do visual inspection disclosure and you want to add that into your workspace. So this is from the transaction, okay? Anything that you want to pull over from the transaction. Let's say you want to pull over the FHDS form. Now look at this. When I click on here, buyer counter, see how it takes you right to the buyer counter? So you can start to fill this out each form at a time. Does that make sense? So pull as many as you want from the transaction into the workspace. Then let's say, so let's click on another one. See agent visual inspection disclosure. It's just going to bring you right to that page instead of having to scroll down to the whole RP and find out where you're filling, you know, the entries in. So you can add, so here's in your workspace. Remember that all forms library? Let's say that you want to add in more forms to the transaction. Let's say you're writing an offer and you need, what's a good one? Lead, is it the lead one? Lead-based paint. Let's just say we're adding that, right? You can add as many forms over into this workspace as you want. So it's added into there, okay? That will close. Once you add that, then you also, the other option is you can upload and browse documents and PDFs that are not a part of CAR. So maybe it's a special addendum, maybe it's a roof inspection, and it could be anything that you put in the back. So you can just browse your desktop there. And then if you want to add documents, if you have a Dropbox or a Google Drive, you have that option as well, okay? So remember, all forms libraries or any forms, like however many libraries you guys have, you can pull those forms right from there. Then remember, you also can, you can send an email, you can download, and you also can print right from here. So that's pretty cool. So I like that part here. And then you can delete, okay? So anything in the workspace that you want to print, download, edit, sign, you can go directly to sign from here, okay?
When you press delete, you'll delete the selected one.
Yes.
The one that you want.
Yes, correct. Here is, so we're just gonna go down this little list right here. It's like a tools icon, right? So listing info, let's just say you wanted to come in here and you wanted to, let's say you have multiple offers with the same buyer and you did not get the offer accepted from the listing agent. They came back, they said, hey, we're going with someone else, right? You can go in here and you can import listing, or if you have, you can use Record Connect, it's called, and it's anything from the tax roll, tax records. So however you want to import it, it will basically pull the old listing ID out and it will import the new MLS information. So it makes it very easy. You don't have to redo a whole new offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's say you've got like 5 different offers with the same buyer. You just go in and put in a new MLS number, replace the old with the new info. And you could do that as many times as you want. So that's what the listing information, you can go in and edit any of this information, okay? Offer info, as soon as you start to put in, let's say the price, it's going to populate over to your documents over here. So anything you type here automatically goes here. So again, it's making it easier for you guys to not have to scroll down, leave different pages. Now, clauses. Does EXP have any clauses that they use before closing any buyer transaction? Is there a certain verbiage that you guys use? No? Yay. There are some that really do. You guys have it good.
Good.
There's some where they're long. But if you ever did have a clause or you wanted to create your own clauses, let's say it's on the new buyer broker agreement, right? You can create as many clauses as you want. You just follow these steps. So they have global, which would be more of like, you know, if you had a whole office, right? A whole team, all different locations. You can create as many libraries and clauses in office and personal. Let's say you have a personal one, right? And then you would just click create clause, and that's how you would do that. You could title it, you could put a date on it. That's how you do the clauses. So it sounds like for you guys, you would only use it on a personal side.
Sure.
But you can also save clauses to your templates. So if you ever do create a clause, you can have it where it automatically applies to any of your listings or your buyer templates. And then the tools is just simply where you can create a text box and you can also highlight. So let's say you browse that all forms tab and you pulled in, let's say, a roof inspection and you wanted to put a text box in there, or you wanted to highlight it, or you can add signatures and initials. That's where you can do that anywhere on any of your forms that are not of the CAR. Or you can use it at your signing, okay? So let's just say we're going over here to the prepare for signing. And then you can name your packet. So let's just say, well, you could use, let's say your buyer's last name. And then you can put purchase offer if you wanted to, however you guys like to name it. So you're naming your packet. And then return folder, this is for people that like to use folders. Does anyone in here use folders? No? Okay. Maybe you?
One person does.
Yeah, so if you wanted to, you can just go in here and you can create a folder. You would just click create there. It's taking a minute. Doesn't lead to the folder.
No.
What's that? Oh, in Beverly Hills. So I have access throughout SoCal. So that's why I don't have like a local MLS number here. I'm like, I'm selling one house for the year. I'm retired now.
There you go.
I worked down there for a week and there was a agent, I think she was 23. And I mean, I want to say it was like a $10 million listing. And she was just like, okay, I just did one for the year. I'm like, wow.
It's crazy.
So right now we're, okay, I don't know what just happened there. Sorry.
Bigger.
Yeah, we did. So we do control plus, right?
Coding wizard over there.
Oh, I know. Oh. Okay, so let's go to signer. So this is where you're gonna decide which signing service you're gonna use. It's either gonna be Authentify or DocuSign after the 8th, because it sounds like a lot of you use digital ink. So this is where you can add participants. So you can add yourself to sign it, right? And then you can go in and add, let's see. So I'm a remote signer. Let's see, I clicked myself. Let's add from transaction. So here's where you can add people from your transaction, or if you need to add new, you can simply just add a new signer. But here's where you would click who you want to receive this package. So you obviously want the buyers. You don't want the home warranty company. You don't want the listing agent, right? So you can just click these 3 and then you can do select. And then this is where you can set the signing layout if you want. So you can assign different signature blocks if you want here. So let's see, this is buyer 2. You can select them. Let's see here. Assign signature blocks, let's see. I feel like this changed already from yesterday. Okay, so you can see right here, we've got 3 signatures, right? So you're just gonna follow the prompts once you've added everyone in. Need 1 signer action. What am I doing wrong here? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's where you're gonna do expiration and reminders. So you can say it expires on, and then you can set it for 3 days, whatever your time, it might be the same day usually, right? You can set a time as well. So let's say you need that signature packet, you know, in the next 2 hours. So just assign it and then it will remind them as well. And then from there, that's all you do from your signature. I'm not going to send it because I did it the other day to myself and I keep getting like 18 emails a day to sign these. Don't worry, I used a fake email. Someone may have gotten it. I don't know. But so that's basically what you would do to send the packet off. You're just going to collect or you're going to add your participants. You're going to set the time that you want them, that it's going to expire, and then you click send. And that's how the offer goes out. Okay. You guys have any questions? Anyone online have any questions?
That's pretty easy. I see one in the back.
So Johnny, I actually, do the templates.
Yes.
I created templates for every one of my buyers, and I know that we're gonna be doing multiple offers or whatever. So each client has their own
Template.
I even upload the lender letter and the proof of funds into that, so everything is right there. All I have to do is put in the NLS information. I already know how they want their offers to be, so that's already in the template, you know, who pays what and all that. All we have to do is go put in the price and send it out for signatures.
I love it. See, so you're a big believer in the templates and using them because it saves you so much time.
A lot of time.
Yeah, and it also keeps you really organized too. So, one thing I want to see if I can get back here. The home screen. I want to click into the RPA and show you, because a lot of you are starting to now see that fortress fire where you're going to see it on the RPA. So we're going to click into, we're going to go to a previous workspace. Remember, you can start a new one or go back to your previous. So we're going to scroll down to page 2. I'll show you where this is. So if your home is in a very high fire severity zone, let's see here. I'm always afraid I'll go too fast and miss it. There we go. So see how it applied? It came over here, Snap NHD, Lisa Massey. You want to make sure you click the environmental. If you don't click the environmental, you'll get the standard report, which is $69.95. It's still in full compliance and what's required by the civil code. But again, that standard of care. It's generally a seller paid product, so you can click the seller. Now, a lot of people ask, oh, should I add the NHD, like what company I want on the buy side? Absolutely, because if you think about it, it's your buyer that's receiving this report that's letting them know a detailed information on what they're actually getting into on this property, right? So it's always great. Sometimes it gets countered, but because it's under $100, it's not countered as often as if you were to add in your own title company, right? So, but either way, even if you're using another company, make sure you're getting that full report. But what I wanted to show you, which is new, I think it's the last week of November, it'll say click here for additional report. A lot of people are going, what is this, right? So where you can do is click down and you'll do Fortress Wildfire Disclosure. You'll click that, or you'll just keep it as not applicable, but you do have to decide which it is, okay? Luckily, in our report, we make it very easy. If you are in that very high fire severity zone, we've got the decision tree, which helps you to fill out the FHDS form, who's going to negotiate to do the inspection. So there's the guessing game is out of that, right? So you'll know right away if you want to add that Fortress Fire, which remember, it's $140. It's not required, but standard of care, getting everyone where they know exactly what they're getting into. So if you do decide you're going to choose it, you have the option to add Snap NHD. We're just a facilitator. We partner with CAR. Since we're already providing the NHD, they came to us. Actually, Snap was the first one to test this out into the market. So you can, I call it saving the best for last. It's alphabetical order. That's why we're on the last choice, but you can choose it there. And then again, it's usually a seller paid, but you can negotiate these things, okay? A lot of times on the listing side, the buyer's agents are clicking that box. So just so you know, when you're getting into those types of transactions, that's where you'll fill that part out. And then on your home warranty, just make sure this one had the fidelity, whoever you're using, right? You can put not to exceed. You can put whatever your amount is, right? Let's just say it's 800 because everything keeps going up, right? But you can add a clause here. Make sure whatever company you're using, because they don't have the boxes that they used to have where you can click upgraded. You could click if you're going to add a pool, a spa, right? So this is an area where you can spell out exactly which plan you want and everything in it. And you can save it as a clause, as you can see right here, okay? And it will save it every time if you want, okay? So that's a brief overview. Those are the main changes. You know, it's really how it looks and you stay in one spot. You don't have to jump around.
Love it. And then if anybody wants to book time with you one-on-one, are they able to do that?
Yes, absolutely. And you guys can reach out to me. I've had some of you reach out even as of last weekend. I will get back to you if you want to know, you know, any questions in the report. Maybe you wanted me to talk to any of your buyers. I want to be your all NHD expert. I don't want you guys to go down the rabbit hole going, what is this? And trying to, explain it if you don't understand it. I'm here for you. So book a class with me. We'll definitely do some,
Lunch and learns.
teams, lunch and learns.
Yeah.
Because, it makes it easier for me to get to everyone if I can do a class, but I'll absolutely be happy to sit down with you individually. And we can, what's that? Yes, I can book you. So yeah, so just reach out to me. I'm happy to help you guys out.
All right, so what's the best way to get a hold of you, Lisa, one more time?
So my phone number is 916-549. Oh, sorry. Let me start over.
Hey, get your notes, get your pens ready.
Did you put it in the chat?
I did.
Okay. Johnny's on it. I was gonna have him be my Vanna White today, but that didn't work out.
Next time.
So it's 916-549-1226. Yes, text is great because if I'm in a meeting, sometimes I can very quickly respond. But you could still call me too. I like phone calls. Are you guys getting a lot of spam lately? So sometimes if I wait a minute, I'm Googling the number.
Sorry, that might be my ISAs. We're blowing you up. All right.
That's it though.
Awesome. No, not at all. And by the way, Lisa did bring food, so
Yes.
she always comes with food. So if you're hungry, by all means, there's food over there. But I forgot an integral part of our meeting. This is my fault, everybody. There's some exciting things that he wants to announce. Please welcome to the front of the room, Mr. JJ Mack.
Hey, guys. Yeah. I'll be quick. It's more fun when we get out here and sell some real estate, but, I'm JJ Mack. I don't feel like I don't need to say that anymore. Let you guys know me. As I look around this room, I feel like we're working with over half of you guys. So first of all, just thank you so much. It's so good to know you all and be a part of this whole team. So yeah, feeling thankful this morning. Secondly, do you guys know what's happening on March 14th?
Nope.
March 12th, we're having our thing here, right? Grand opening.
Yeah.
March 14th, we're having a grand opening of our office.
Oh, what?
It's also going to be St. Patty's Day.
Nice.
So if you like green beer, if you like all sorts of yummy foods that we're going to be having there, come by. It's going to be a lot of fun. We want you to be there to celebrate with us. We will have some flyers going out 2 weeks from today. So looking forward to seeing you all there. We do have a,
What time is it, JJ?
what time is it? You guys,
5 to
4 to 6?
4 to 6.
4 to
No,
6.
it's
4:30, 6:30? Anyway, it's at
We'll send
the
you a
later part of the day.
It's beer 30 is when it is.
I
Yeah.
should have had that information. It's on our Instagram. I'll go look at it. Also, every single week on Tuesdays at 10:30, we have a power hour. I want to give a shout out to Haley. This last week,
Way to go.
she came and she had over 60 phone calls made. She had a bunch of people that was interested. So every single week we're there. We had 3 of you actually come. And we're looking forward to having more of you there. We might be doing something a little bit.
Yeah, show of hands. Instead of going to JJ's office, would you guys like it if he came here and we just did the power hour here? Raise your hand if that'd be something that you'd like to do. Okay. All right. Well, keep your hands raised. We're going to hold you accountable to that, but we might be doing it here. Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna get that set up. Johnny and I have been talking about it. We'll come here, we'll do that. I'm really excited to get that going. I'll have some information for you on that next 1 to 2 weeks. And then obviously interest rates, where are we at right now? So we have interest rates, they've been pretty flat recently. Not a lot's been happening, so we're still in that 7% range. This is a great opportunity for you to talk to your buyers about why is that an opportunity? Because what's gonna happen when rates go down? We all know this by now, right? Competition is going to get fierce. We already have competition in the market, like you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? It's going to be even harder. So let's get those buyers out there and use these higher rates to get them to get an easier in on that house. One last thing, I want to share a story with you guys that happened this week. And it's a very cool story because I was presenting at another office meeting. Not as cool as office meeting. This is my favorite one. Absolutely. This is my favorite. But I was over talking to some investors. And there was some people in this office that they were these investors and these realtors that would work with investors. And one of the things that this one particular real estate agent got out of it, she called me after and she said, "Hey, I know this was about investing, but I have a client. We got an escrow and he's been turned down by 3 different lenders, Golden One and like 2 others. And we can't get the deal done. So we'll send it over. This guy doesn't have a job. Well, obviously.
JJ can do it. Don't have a job? JJ can do it.
So I start asking some questions, right? Well, what do you have? What do you got available to you?
Why do you think you could find?
Right, he's in school, he's going to medical school, he's looking for a home, and he found this home he liked, but he doesn't have this job, he's just in medical school, but he's starting residency in March. He was gonna get a job. Most lenders wouldn't like that. Here's the deal. I start asking more questions. This guy had a treasury bill of $800,000.
Oh, yeah,
So he's got money
yeah.
sitting there. You can't access it yet, but he's got it. There's something called an asset depletion loan. You heard of asset depletion?
No.
Yeah, one person. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to use assets to help you qualify. So you can count those assets, depending on the type of investor. You can use them for either like 30, like divided over 36 months or 84 months or 120 months. And depending on how long you have left in order to use that money, you can then qualify that as income. So he's now in escrow and we're moving through it. He's gonna get approved in the close.
There you go. Don't have a job, call JJ. That's right. No, that's so pretty cool, man. JJ, how do they get a hold of you if they want you to save a deal?
Yes, if you want to save a deal, if you want to get a deal closed fast or whatever you guys need, text us, call us. We're here to help. Our number is 916-517-1800. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Well, that is all we have for today. Thank you so much for coming. Next Thursday, be here at 9:45 if you want to see the coming soons, the off-market inventory, and we'll see you then. Bye all. Bye online.